Alright, YouTube, it is day number 21 of the Velocity Diet. 7 days left. And I am excited. I'm happy. I've never been happier. So, alright. Well, day 21. It was a tough day. Just got done with kendo practice. Finally got all of my kendo equipment. Woo! So, finally got back into it after a 3-year break. But it is just draining me of my energy. I recently blew out my thigh. I was doing squats, and then post squats I fell down some stairs, and I'm not sure if I tore it, but I'm pretty sure it's a minor tear. It's swollen pretty badly, and walking is difficult, but hey, things happen. So as far as recovery, again, I really recommend, if you can, buy Animal Pak. Animal Pak is provided over at GNC or Vitamin Shop, where you can just order it online. It's called Universal Animal Pak, and I really recommend getting it because I use it for anything, whether I'm sick, I'm hurt, I'm just not feeling good, or just sometimes if I'm bored or if I'm hungry, I'll just take a handful of vitamins. It really just helps. These are great vitamins to get, and it's something that anybody should consider purchasing, especially if they're doing an extreme diet. Now, something else that I looked up today, it was actually an interesting website. It's called 25 Pull-Ups, and I'll put a link to it in the description box below. But it's a really interesting website, and it takes you along this whole progression thing for getting up to 25 pull-ups. Now, I do have a decent number of pull-ups that I'm able to do. I'm able to get 15 out, but I'd like to increase my number of pull-ups. So I'm actually going to use this plus some training at the gym to help increase my pull-up count. I'm buying a pull-up bar tomorrow just to hook up on my door, so every time I pass in and out of my room, I actually just do a pull-up or two, just so I get used to it and it becomes a normal thing. I'm also buying an ab wheel to help tighten up my core, because if you've gained a lot of weight in the past and you have a gut, the hard thing is just teaching your body to bring that back in, and that's actually pretty difficult. So tightening up your core, drinking a lot of water, that's all going to help in this process. So if you want to consider that, that's something that you may want to look into. I'm trying to plan out already what I'm going to be doing for my ketosis diet. And I've done P90X before. It's not something that I really enjoy. You can get it however you want to get it. I'm not going to promote getting it illegally by torrenting it or something like that. But it is possible. You can probably also watch just YouTube videos. People have redone the exercises and uploaded them on YouTube. But it's an interesting routine. It's not something I would recommend because it does take up a lot of your day. I normally don't like my workouts taking up a lot of my day. I've done a lot of research on the matter, and pretty much optimally, you don't want to be working out for more than 45 minutes to an hour, because otherwise you're really just hurting your muscle growth potential. So another big factor, muscle growth. A lot of girls are actually afraid of gaining muscle mass, and this is an issue that I'd like to bring up. Girls, do not worry. You're not going to gain that kind of crazy, bulky muscle mass. It's pretty much genetically impossible. If you look at natural pro bodybuilders, these are people that aren't using steroids. They're using pro hormones a lot, but for the most part, they aren't using steroids. And those guys are half the size of professional bodybuilders right now. And if you look at natural female bodybuilders, they are skinny. They're just really sickeningly toned. They're down to 3 or 4% body fat. Actually, it's like 5 or 6 for female bodybuilders. But it gets down to a pretty low body fat percentage, and you're not going to get down to that to where you're going to see that ridiculous tone. But muscle mass is fantastic because it does two things. One, it makes you look great, and two, it burns calories while you do nothing. That's amazing. See, when girls or guys go on crash diets, they neglect the fact that they're going to be going into a catabolic state. That means that your body's going to be breaking down muscle, breaking down different things to try and feed itself to get the nutrients that it needs. Now, if you lose all of your muscle mass, what's going to happen is after you get off the diet, you're going to have a swing back because you're going to go back to eating, say, slightly less than normal calories, and you're not going to have the muscle mass to burn those calories. So if you can, try to watch the diets that you go on if you do go on a diet. The great thing about a Velocity diet, however, is that it's there to maximize muscle retention and sometimes even help muscle growth, but maximize muscle retention while maximizing fat loss itself. I actually brought this up to a subscriber of mine named Dow, and thank you for keep on sending me messages. And if any of you have messages or questions, just send me a message here on YouTube, and I'll get to you right away. I love responding to messages. It's just something really nice. I have a lot of research that I've done over the years, and it really feels good just to be able to share some of this knowledge with you guys. So if you have a personal problem, an issue, something, post it in the comments below or send me a message and I will respond to you. But as for now, it's day 21 and I'm almost done with the Velocity diet. I'm kind of sad, but you know, gotta move on, gotta do new things. But as always, keep pushing through this diet and I'll be cheering for you all. So, peace.